As some of you who follow the channel know, recently my firearms addiction has deepened into the realm of long-distance shooting. Long-distance shooting is more enjoyable and addicting than I ever thought it would be. It's rather exhilarating. When you figure out your ballistics correctly, you pull the trigger, and it takes a few seconds, but it feels like minutes before you see that you got a hit on target. Then it takes a few more seconds, but it feels like much longer for the sound of that hit on steel to get back to you. It's an amazing experience that is hard to convey if you've never done it. And the time that passes from the trigger pull to the hit to the audible feedback just kind of solidifies the amazing task that you've just accomplished. You know I'm always looking for high-quality optics at affordable prices, and Nikon has always delivered for me. I made my first 1,000-yard shot with a Nikon black scope, and have Nikon products on many of my guns. I've always been very happy with the value I've got from Nikon. They deliver a solid scope for the cost. Since I got into long-distance shooting, I wanted to get a really good pair of range-finding binoculars. I wanted something that I could use to locate targets while at the same time determine the range, and even use in a limited role as a spotting scope. I love the idea of being able to locate targets and get the range at the same time, instead of finding the target with the binoculars, putting those down, then picking up a rangefinder and hitting the target with it to determine the distance. Being able to both find the target and determine the distance with one piece of equipment makes things a lot easier and quicker. These will also work great in hunting for the same reason. When I saw that Nikon had an offering, I was immediately interested. And ever since the first time I picked up the Laserforce binoculars, I've been extremely impressed with the clarity of the glass, the ease of use, crispness of display, and the overall build quality of the binoculars. When buying binoculars, I don't know if there's anything much more important than the clarity of glass, and the ED glass Nikon puts in their Laserforce is extremely clear. It's hard to film through binoculars, so the footage really doesn't even come close to doing it justice. ED stands for extra low dispersion glass, and according to Nikon, it corrects chromatic abrasion that causes color fringing for high-resolution, contrast-rich images. Okay, so I pretty much just read that off the side of the box, but they're really stunningly crisp and clear. The rangefinder also works extremely well and is easy to use. Just turn it on, line up the reticle on what you want to get ranged, hit the power button again, and the binoculars will give you the range. The Laserforce binoculars will range distances from 10 yards out to 1,900 yards on reflective surfaces. Hard surfaces like a tree will be out to 1,400 yards, and targets like a deer out to 1,100. I love the OLED display. It's simple, clear, and doesn't block your view. There's also a constant range mode where it will continue to read distances for 8 seconds while you move the binoculars. These also shut off automatically after 8 seconds to keep that battery life long. According to the manual, one CR2 battery should last about 4,000 uses, and there are 4 brightness settings. The Nikon Laserforce also features incline-decline technology that will allow the range-finding feature to display the horizontal distance or the actual distance to help with those long-range shots up or downhill. The controls are super simple and intuitive, and the buttons are located on the right side, so that if you're right-handed, you can glass your shot, calculate the distance, all while your rifle or bow are at the ready in your other hand. The Nikon Laserforce have 10 power magnification, which is exactly what I was looking for. It's a good power to be able to use handheld, yet still powerful enough to really see well at great distances. If you want a more stable platform, they can be mounted to a tripod. Each ocular lens is individually adjustable for focus. Each eyepiece also has turn and slide rubber eye caps that will click and lock at several different positions to hold proper eye relief. The objective lens have these really nice, tough, soft rubber covers that lock into place to keep them protected. The Nikon Laserforce binoculars are built like a tank, with a metal die-cast body that is coated in rubber armoring. This rubber coating not only allows the user to get a firm, comfortable grip, but also keeps the binoculars shockproof from small falls in the field. They are also nitrogen purged, keeping them waterproof and fog-proof even with significant changes in temperature, which we've had here in Alabama lately. If all that isn't enough, the Nikon Laserforce binoculars and electronics are covered by Nikon's no-fault warranty. Now, these aren't cheap. However, as with all Nikon products, I think you get a ton of value for your dollar. Because not only are you going to get an exceptional pair of really clear binoculars, but you're also getting a top-notch laser rangefinder, and these are much cheaper than going out and buying those two pieces of gear separately. It's also really nice to have essentially two pieces of gear in one, so that you're eliminating something that you're bringing into the field. I just want to say one more time that the binoculars actually look much better when you look through them in person. The crispness and clarity is breathtaking. Filming through binoculars with all the different lenses from the camera and the binoculars themselves makes it difficult, and the images in the video really don't do it justice. If you're in the market for a really nice pair of binoculars, I would highly recommend taking a look at the Nikon Laserforce. And remember, with the code ALARSENAL5, you can save 5% at Optics Planet on the Nikon Laserforce binoculars, any other Nikon product, or for that matter, anything Optics Planet sells. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the best possible way to do that is to click the links in the description. Be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. That's the best possible way to keep up with what we're doing and know about the projects we're currently working on. If you like the video, go ahead and hit like. Be sure to share it on your social media, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching.